All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Everyday Upland. I am here to talk about the whole treasure rush, how it went. But look, there's about to be a treasure hunt. I'm going to participate in that one. Hopefully, my internet runs smooth enough so I can continue talking while doing this. So how it all went for me today was it was okay. I was at work, so I tried doing it. I did about four of them, and it was weird for me. All in all, I did about four of them, and by the time I did all four, I got three of those barbecues, and for some reason it shut off like it's gonna charge for another 3 hours. So I didn't really understand that because I thought this thing was gonna go for like a good 3 hours straight, and then I would be able to. Oh, come on! Why do you have to be out of the neighborhood right now? Yeah, so I thought I would have been able to do it for about 3 hours, but that wasn't the case, right? So, but all in all, it's okay. So after the rush, I still continue to treasure hunt, and I think I'm really gonna get into this treasure hunting thing because um I ended up getting some spark, which I was not expecting at all, right? So treasure hunt for me was very rewarding. I'm quite happy with what I got. I didn't earn a lot of upex at all in this treasure hunt that I did today, the treasure rush. But all in all, it was still a good experience. I was still able to to hunt a little bit, and I got some spark. I don't know when the spark will come in. I think they usually drop spark on Tuesdays, so we'll see what happens there. And as you guys see, I'm getting pretty close um to where the treasure may be. But also, so while I was doing the treasure hunt, what I noticed was that they only limited me to 8 sends, and I found that kind of weird. I thought it was 29, but I guess not. Right? I'm sorry, not 29. I thought it was 11, but they limited me to 8. So after a while, when I wasn't able to go on my properties anymore, I was very limited to the amount of sends I could get. Like I was in an area where there was a lot of paper airplanes, and I wasn't able. Oh, somebody found the treasure already! Wow, no way! That that was fast. Well, my internet's not the greatest. It's better on my phone. I don't have this much issues with it. But yeah, somebody found it already. Let me go check. Give me a sec, guys. Let me go see the history of this because that's pretty fast. Like it wasn't even a minute, I don't think, before somebody find it. And that's the thing. These treasures are so good. They're finding these things in a minute. I'm in Cleveland, by the way, so the rewards aren't the highest, but there's always a lot of people. Yeah, 1 minute. Wow. See, I missed it. So this right here was exactly what my Spark treasure looked like, and I was so happy for it. Like it's nice to win Spark. And there's a lot of guys, like I said in my last episode, are making a lot of money, a lot of upex off of treasure hunting and collecting the Apex rewards and getting some of the big rewards. Obviously, these guys are doing it in the tier one cities. And in the tier one cities, you got to be really good because there's a lot of people that are doing it. So, like in Cleveland, where I'm at right now, there's only 8 individuals, including myself, that are doing the treasure hunt right now. And in Cleveland, not in Cleveland, hold on, didn't somebody just find it? Oh, see, recharging. Okay, yeah. So, in the tier one cities, it's a lot crazier than this. This is nothing compared to what it's like in the big city. But all in all, I still did okay. I didn't get any of the big treasures. It didn't work out the way I thought it would have. I thought I would have had at least a 2 hours straight treasure hunting, and I was prepared to do that. My phone was fully charged, and I was ready to go. But after I did about 4 hunts, this thing said, "Oh, it's recharging in 3 hours." And I'm like, "In 3 hours, this is not gonna work." Like in 3 hours, that time period that they gave us a treasure hunt would be over, right? I wasn't doing the standard treasure hunt. I was doing the one I just did just a while ago. Let me click back to it. So I was doing this the limited. I never got an exclusive. The exclusive never popped up until then, and I'm talking from this morning till now. The exclusive has not popped up. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if this happens in all the cities, but here in Cleveland, for some reason, the exclusive doesn't pop up at all. Right? It doesn't come up. It's always the limited one. But I do pretty well. But now that more players are getting involved, it's quite hard for me to treasure hunt. But one of the things that I was doing to get, like, I was getting it in 1 minute, right? So what I was doing is that I would place my block explorer, say, anywhere down here or anywhere up here. And what I would do, so when it starts, you're always the farthest away. So if it's pointing in this direction, I automatically set my block explorer all the way down here. Once I do that now, then it gives me another direction. And I always try to go to the most furthest spot first, obviously from my property to a next one of my properties. And I try to jump on my properties for a while before I actually start to pay or spend anything. So when I was doing the treasure hunt, I was only getting like 100 upicks. But by the time I would jump from my own property from property to property, and then when I had to pay the upex fee to jump to other individuals' properties, um, I would make probably about probably about 50 UPEX total because I was only making 100, and then the others I was kind of just like, just making 50% of what I would earn anyways. But all in all, it didn't matter. I end up winning after the treasure hunt went on this break for like 3 hours, which I thought was pointless. Like, what's the point of having this treasure rush going on, and then in you do it 4 times, and after the fourth time it goes on recharge in 3 hours? That's kind of just crazy, but whatever. Like I said, I got my spark. I'm happy with that. So because I got my spark, I said, you know what, this treasure hunting thing, I think I may get involved in it. Things are kind of slow in upland right now. So, in Cleveland, I have my treasure map. It has its gaps, but that's okay. I work with it. I'm still able to get some treasures in 1 minute, which is the whole point of doing these treasure hunts. You got to be quick. If you can do it under 1 minute, you're guaranteed to find a lot of the treasures here in Cleveland. And that to me is good. So I want to move on to Upland just made an announcement today about legits. So they're doing like a flashback memento sale, and the prices on the mementos, I understand they're very special. They're one of ones. It could be jerseys, it could be caps, it could be game balls, and those things. There's some that are over, like, I think like 100,000 upics or something like that. I kind of just dismissed that one right away. And then the second one that they have two types that is about 60,000 upics. I'm not really sure if I'm going to get involved in that, but the registration begins tomorrow, I think at 9 o'clock Pacific time. So if you guys are interested in getting some mementos, that's fantastic. But one of the great news that they mentioned in this new update is that they're planning to rework the pricing of legits. They're going to lower the price. And one of the reasons why I like Cleveland, right, this individual, which I did show this man shop, Max Packs Collectibles. Okay, out of all, I haven't visited all, but I've visited a lot of different meta venture shops. And out of all the meta venture shops that I've been to, this is the most reasonable shop. And these are the prices for me in particular. If I'm selling essentials, I know some shops focused on one of ones and their prices are stupid ridiculous. Let me go and check on the website here just to see what Upland will be selling the mementos for. Okay. So I guess mementos, it makes sense why the Block Explorer shops are selling mementos for the amount they're selling them for, because you're getting three, even though it's not necessarily, it should be sold for 200,000. People selling mementos in their meta venture shops for 200,000 each, right? Because it's a one of one. Well, you get three here for 200,000 UPIX, right? Fine. Okay, you work with that. You can, I guess you can work with that. The mementos, I'm gonna wait until the season starts, 2022. I don't think I'm gonna buy any legits anyways. I mean, sorry, memento legits. I'm gonna wait for season 2022 um football season and soccer seasons to get involved, and maybe, and then I'll buy some legits. I'm sorry, I keep saying legits. I'll buy some mementos for 2022 and start fresh there. These prices for these mementos are kind of high for me right now. I'm not in that mode where I want to spend a good 90% of the UPIX that I have right now. I want to be able to increase my UPIX holdings. So I'll let this one pass, but if you guys are interested, you guys can take part in that and see. Hopefully you get something. But let's get back to this Block Explorer shop in Cleveland. These prices makes absolute sense for these essentials, right? These make sense. I don't see any reason why you should be paying close to 90, 100, or even more than that, 100,000 UPIX, 80,000 UPIX for essential packs or essential legits. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So this is the most reasonable prices that I've seen so far in Upland. There's maybe one or other two shops that have them that are quite reasonable. Those are usually in the I think there was I can't remember where the shop was, but they were mostly in US dollars that were like $5 and $6 and stuff like that, which is fine. That's great. But these prices in UPIX, I think these are the prices that mementos should be sold for. Sorry, not mementos, essentials should be sold for. It just makes sense because essentials, you want to collect as much as you can. And if you're spending $50,000, $60,000, 60,000 UPIX for an essential, that's not really worth it, I don't think, right? Because like these people are not paying, you're not paying over $7,000 for an essential, right? You're not. Whether it's a jersey or a hat, you're not paying more than that. So I don't know why they're charging you, 150,000, 200,000, 87,000. Like, what's the point? I understand with Block Explorers, those are more limited and stuff like that. And some of the essential legits are probably close to, the first mint and so on and so forth, but still at the same time, it's just overpriced. So I'm really happy that Upland is choosing to rework it and reduce the prices so more people can get involved. The whole point, like, of this game and the economy of the game is for people to do in transactions. We all need to be buying and selling in this game. Like, I don't see the reason why a lot of these meta venture shops, it's so high. I understand that some of your items in your store aren't yours, and your sub merchant is putting it at these prices, but these prices are way too high. So it's a good thing that Upland decides to rework this, hopefully reduce those $7,000 ones to maybe 3,300 or 4,000. I hope it doesn't go up to 4,000, but lower the prices on legit so people can go out and just spend maybe 100,000 UPIX and get a ton of legits and maybe resell them for double or 1.5 the price, because after a certain while, you got, say here, you got 200 of these, you got 100 of these. So 100 people will go in and buy these up because they're so cheap, and then you can resell them because there's only 100. Now you can, if you paid 2,500 UPIX and you want to sell it for 5,000 or 7,000, that's reasonable. These prices aren't bad. This is the second one of 200. 17 is not bad. It's not bad. It could be lower, but that's okay. It's more, you have a greater chance of making a lot of sales on these types of legits for the prices that they are. I just think a lot of these shops are way overpriced. They're not considering the whole buying and selling and increasing the transactions in the game so everyone can profit. Everyone marks it up some ridiculous amounts. Like, you can mark it up 135%. You make a 35% profit, right? At least somebody else can mark it up another 5 or 10 or 15% and make another profit. So there's continuous transactions, and the legits is going up and up and up in value until it's reaching a ridiculous amount. That makes sense. But if you're going to start it at 150, 80,000, and so on and so forth, where's the room for that person who just bought it to resell it? There's like no room. Like, what's the point? What's the point after you buy it? Okay, you can't resell it because not too many people, I shouldn't say no one, not too many players are going to want to spend, since you bought it for 130,000 UPIX, you're going to want to put it for 200,000, right? But who's going to spend 200,000 on one legits? No. I'm glad Upland is reducing the price. It's going to create more transactions in the game. Hopefully, that's my hope, especially with all the individuals who buy legits. It's something I will incorporate a lot more into my lives, especially in the 2022 season, whether it's soccer or it's NFL football. It's going to be great. I'm going to incorporate that. So look out for that, because I'll be buying legits. Right now, the mementos are very expensive, but I will let the 2021 season slide by and bring in the 2022 season, and we'll just go from there because the prices are too crazy. Upland for life, man. How is it going? Sorry about the last time. My internet was acting up on me and I was in and out, in and out. There's even a certain point that my video was still recording, but I was actually able to even get to that screen on my computer where I would be able to at least continue the episode. So I had to just drop it because the internet wasn't cooperating with me. Today it is, and I'm real happy about that. I did see what you said the last time, that you got your first property in Cleveland. Congrats. I have a whole what you call it here. I got a whole treasure map here in Cleveland. There's a few gaps here and there, but I still have some nice nice treasure map here. Oh, sorry about that. Long day. Anyways, yeah, nice treasure map here. I'm able to do well. I did the treasure rush, and I only did about 4 before it recharged for 3 hours, which I think was kind of silly to have treasure hunt and having them taking so long to recharge. The best thing I may have should have done, I don't know, was probably go to Chicago, right? Take the Hyperloop, and go to Chicago. Let me check to see if Chicago is on the list of what tier, so I can figure out. Maybe I should have done that today, but I didn't bother. I was just like, I was at work, so I was a little bit busy. So whenever I could do a treasure hunt, I would, but it wasn't a priority for me. And no Chicago. Wow. Wow. So I don't understand. Like, why don't they include Chicago? Chicago is too small. I don't know. So you say, yeah, you got a property big enough to build a new structure on it. One of the new structures. Okay, nice. Nice. One thing I'm doing right now is that I'm looking to purchase much larger size properties. Those are always my favorite in Upland. When I first started the game, I would purchase a lot of large size properties, even though there were a lot of UPICs, but I still would because I guess I had the foresight that we'll eventually need these properties because of the factories and various things that are coming into the game. So all my large size properties are now going to be reserved for probably a factory, probably a farm, or something else that Upland decide to bring into the game. So right now I'm looking to acquire a larger size property at a really cheap price. Hopefully I could find something like that. But until then, I'm quite satisfied with a lot of the properties I have. Detroit, I bought up a lot of schools, and those are larger size properties. So maybe I could put uh, meta venture there and do something. I don't know yet, but we'll see. As time goes on, I will figure out what I'm going to do. Right, and I got to check out these new structures because the build time on them are nuts. Right, it's like they want you to run Spark to build these things quickly. And I'm not really gonna get into that yet. I'm not in this game. I don't believe I'm not in this game long enough to be renting Spark and stuff because I still have to increase my monthly earnings and I want to really focus on that. Like my main goal is right now, in the short term, is to increase my yield to a point that I think is comfortable, what I could work with, and I will still be able to make. I'll still be able to mint. I'll still be able to buy legits, and whatever else that happens in the game. Maybe even be able to earn enough UPICs so I can not have to put another dollar into the game and be able to use my monthly yield for new city openings and various other things. So it went it went all right for me. I'm not too pissed about it or anything, but I didn't understand why at that time that plan had limited the amount of um sends I was able to receive. Like I had about three paper airplanes. I was only able to get one out of three because when I was at like I think 7 or 8, it kept on telling me that, oh, you've reached your limit. And I'm like, what limit? There's a limit on how many on how much um I don't know how many sends you get. I know it's 11, but why was it reduced when you're having treasure rush? Like that didn't make any sense to me. But whatever. I'm not the owner. In other places, not really. The reason why is because I don't have like it's not I didn't buy proper treasure map. Let me show you my queens. I like to use Queens as an example. I could use Detroit as an example, but let's use Queens because I have a lot of properties in Queens, right? So what happened is that majority of my properties are right here, right? Right here. And then I have two down here. So all of this, I don't have anything. So to do like a treasure hunt in, for instance, Queens is going to be difficult because one, I don't really have a lot of properties all over. And if you see, a lot of these properties are quite close to each other. Like, see, I bought five and they're all right beside each other. They're not necessarily spread out. So I'll be able to say I have a treasure map. I just bought whatever I could mint right away, and there was no strategy behind trying to build a treasure map at all. So no, I will be staying, I'll be staying in Cleveland, and I'll be doing that. Yeah, I had a limit of 1 cent all of yesterday and had to wait until today. Yeah, I saw that on somewhere on Twitter today where it's telling it that where they're resetting the whole cents. Like, you have a max of 80 cents per day, right? I'm just like, okay, you do a treasure rush where people are going to be going from property to property, but then you reduce the amount of cents they're able to require to move around the map. Like we need all the cents that we can get our hands on. Why? Why bother um you know limiting players on that unless you want to check to make sure they are who they are. I don't know. I don't know what's the reason. But the whole I that's what I thought it was. 11 in one day, but they limit me to 8 and I can show you right now. I don't know if it's because I'm in Cleveland, but I can't get over 8. Okay, perfect. So here we go. So he's going up there. I don't know how close he's going to be. Okay, he's going to be quite far. So here we go. So I'm going to click here as if I'm going to send, which I eventually will, because $20. I don't know. We'll see. Let's try here. That's the same. Oh, there we go. All right, let's go send. All right, so I have 6. Hopefully, I'm lucky enough to get more. Okay, 6, 7, 6. Okay, let's hope it's more than one. Two. So I got 7, right? But I was in an area where I had airplanes all around me, and I was down to 1 cent. So I clicked on 2 of them. One I got 4, then the other one I got 2, and then the other one I got 2. And then I was close to another one. I was clicking it, and it said, "Nope, you reached your max." I was just like, "What? When did this happen?" I wonder if the amount of cents the big ones to your I guess that would be the case, but that's kind of shitty for me here in Cleveland. But at the same time, I already have a sort of a treasure map already, so it's not going to be as bad for me. But individuals who may not have properties scattered all over, it will be difficult to mint. Sorry, not to mint, to treasure hunt here in Cleveland because it's gonna cost you not really an arm and a leg. The highest I've seen is I think it's about 25, the one I just pulled up a while ago. The rest aren't really like that. You'll find some 5, you'll have a better chance of finding 10, and definitely you'll find 20 and 25. So you know, it's not that expensive in Cleveland to do the treasure hunt because the visitors fee is so low. But once you get it going, you should be able to do well. Let me see if I'm still on treasures. Where am I? See, I'm at one. I'm ranked 250. Oh man, this is not where I wanted to go. Um, Yeah, it's still 250. Here, hold on. Treasure. Okay, so here it is. I'm gonna show it again. So I'm on the board here. Here I am right here, right? So I'm just gonna wait for that spark to come in, put it on one of my building. What? At 25 over mint, 25%. I was able to get a property 12,500 at 25% over mint. In Cleveland, there's no more properties to mint. I did see a few FSAs that need minting, but there wasn't many. The prices in Cleveland are not really cheap compared to what I paid when I first started. I don't think you will be able to find those prices anymore for the size lot, for the size UP2s, or even yeah, yeah. Cleveland's not cheap, man. I was watching the markup for a couple of hours. Okay. Yeah, I like Cleveland. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I gotta pick a place for my personal residence. I don't know if it's gonna be in Queens, or it's gonna be in Cleveland, it's gonna be Detroit, LA, or Kansas. There's so many different options I have. Maybe even Alameda, because I bought a lakefront property out there, and at the time I should have bought two. There was one I bought one for like 74,000, and there was a next one right beside it for 54, or two rows up or whatever it was for 54,000, and I never bought it because right after I bought that for 74,000, someone went and bought that for 54, and then just those strip were right away over 100,000. I was like, damn, I should have bought that second one, waited till it hit 100,000, and then sell. Like, um, because that one that I got for 70,000, 74,000, I was quite happy with it. And then after that I saw the one for 50, but I think it was smaller, but still I would still be able to sell it for a good markup, and make a good amount of money off of it. So, but back to the whole treasure hunt. Treasure hunt I'm gonna take part a little bit more in the treasure hunting. I did fairly well today. I was able to find quite a few treasures under 1 minute, or at the 1 minute mark, or however Upland measures the minute, and yeah, and see what I can get, because there's some nice little
Yeah, it just my internet just went kind of wonky there. Let's do it again. Let's get back into this. Oh, Spark daily check in. I don't know why that didn't show up earlier, but whatever. But yeah, so I'm gonna take part more in these hunts, treasure hunts, and see how much UPEX I can earn, because there's a possibility. Even though Cleveland's not the greatest, but it's whatever. I still can make some good cash here. So I'm planning on making mine the harbor until they bring a city I'm more interested in. Yeah, Bell Harbor is nice. There's some really nice properties there. I haven't really decided yet. Because I can say this much: the city I choose to do my residence will highly likely be the same city I have my meta venture in, right? Because I eventually want to do that, and I gotta really go through all my properties that I own in my portfolio to see which ones have the larger size properties, because I want to put, either it's going to be a factory or maybe a distribution center or whatever it is, but I will do that. And I'm planning on putting some more money into this game, but not right now. I got a whole bunch of other stuff happening outside of this game. So once all of that gets dealt with and things kind of slow down for me, after that, it should be a good time for me to do so, because I want to put myself in a position so when they have another pre-sale for vehicles, I hopefully can register at the perfect time and be able and be in line to purchase one of those vehicles, because I was in like the 1700s and the 1800s and the 2500s and stuff like that for the small amount of vehicles that Upland was gonna mint. So, and I think they're probably minting them. I haven't gone to check because I don't have anything to receive, so I haven't checked to see what how far they are with those, with the SUVs. I'll most likely hear about it on Twitter than actually finding that myself, because I'm just like, oh man, I never got a chance. I never got a chance. Oh man. But anyways, maybe in the future, that's something I will position myself to do, to be able to be in that position to get whatever vehicle is available. I don't really want a race car. It's either going to be a SUV, a van, or a semi. One of those. But yeah, yeah. But that's it, really. That's all I really wanted to talk about today. Upland for life. If you're able to find some a new city, consider, and hopefully it's considered one of those top tier cities, either a one or a two. When you're in that city, you should consider, if you're going to get into treasure hunting, if you are, only if you are going to get into treasure hunting, um, consider setting up a treasure map. And you want a treasure map where it's all like a triangle shape. So always go for the triangles. The more triangles you have, and Wolf Warner was saying yesterday that it's an approximate 80 to 100 properties in a city to really have like a really strong treasure map where you can do these treasure hunts without actually spending much funds. So something to consider. I know the next city that I go to, I will consider that, and I will try my best to probably set up a treasure map in the in that new city and see how it goes. But a lot of these cities that are in Upland, I thought were included in these different tiers, but for some reason, Upland didn't include some of these cities into the treasure hunt. I guess because they're smaller and easier to move around and find what you're looking for. You know, they I don't know. Anyways, guys, I will take that into consideration. Yeah, yeah, you should. You should. Yeah, think about it. You know, don't make it the number one priority, but if you're going to be doing, this is only if you're going to be doing treasure hunting. Only. If you're not going to do any treasure hunting, don't worry about it. Just continue doing what you're doing and just, play the game. Into treasure hunting soon too. Yeah, man. Because there's some crazy. Which city are you thinking of? Right now, I only have a treasure map in Cleveland, so this is why I'm here. Trying to figure out where I'm gonna stand. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, in Queens. Oh, okay, okay. You have that many properties in Queens? Unless you're gonna be spending, because Queens is not cheap with the visitor fee. It's like $50. So consider that as well. It's $50 per visit, and you need to have a lot of properties all over the map in order to do so. Yeah. So All right. Well, so anyways, guys, Upland for Life, thank you again for coming and watching. Please hit that like button. Everybody else, if you're watching it now or in the future, please give me a thumbs up. I really like it. I really need it. I need it to boost up the channel. Um, yeah, that's it for me today. I can find 20 sometimes. Yeah. 2020s. Yeah, you can, but you don't want to be searching for that too much because if you're searching for that, it takes from the time you need to find your location, see where the arrow is pointing you, and then move to that next area. I don't try to spend much. No, me too. I don't. I. That's why I'm in Cleveland. I bounce off of my properties starting off automatically as I go from even if it's not where it tells me to go, I do it because sometimes it tells you to go down and then when you reach somewhere close to where it says, oh, it says go that way. So it's just like, okay, what's you point down, but the treasure is still that to the left. So oh, you got to be faster than 3 or 4 minutes. 3 or 4 minutes is the whole timer. Yeah, you gotta try and get it under a minute. And if you're able to get it under a minute, you'll be able to collect a lot of upics. All right, guys, I am getting really tired. It was a long day for me and a busy one. So I'm gonna get off, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, Upland bring out some new features or something else exciting. I'm looking forward to everything that they have planned. All right, guys. Yes. But if I can do it in 30 seconds, yeah, 30 seconds to 1 minute, you're good. You're good. You'll do well. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Everyday Upland. If you like the content, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow. Good night, y'all.